Hello, all you brilliant people. We have done a lot using SDXL and ComfyUI, and I'm sure you may have noticed that there is something 99% of our workflows have in common. Prompts. It's how we control and push the AI into the direction of what we actually want to generate. There is no denying the importance of them, so why don't we spend some time on this important part of AI image generation and learn how to get the most out of our prompts. First, before we begin, let me go ahead and get my SDXL and ComfyUI running by using Compute Grid's easy one-click deploy system. All I have to do is go to All Instances, select my desired GPU, and then click Start Instance. And while we wait, if you enjoy content about AI, machine learning, and GPU platforms, then don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos about AI simplified. Once our instance is done loading, all I have to do is go to Example Machine Learning Workflows to the SDXL tab, and then click Launch SDXL. From here, Compute Grid then does all the work for me, such as the install and then the setup for both SDXL and ComfyUI, and then it even goes ahead and runs it for me in a local window. So all I have to do is just click a link. And just like that, I can go ahead and begin testing my different prompts and creating images. But now that we're at ComfyUI, let's discuss how exactly our prompt becomes an image. You see, when we first begin our image journey, we start with an empty latent image. Latent just means existing in hidden or dormant form. So our beginning image usually looks something like concrete, if we're being honest. And this is actually something we can see. If we go ahead and just remove our prompts, and let's say we just lower our steps down to 1, just so one loop through, and I'm also just going to bring my CFG all the way down and Q prompt, we should actually see what our model starts with. And it is a very noisy and staticky image. So what our model does is it's meant to go ahead and loop through this image the same number of steps we have, and then denoise the image over time to get it as close as possible to what our prompt says. But how does it know what our prompt actually is? Well, SDXL uses OpenCLIP, a neural network model created by OpenAI to understand and relate text images. What this model and others like it do is it compares both text and images in the same embedding space. This then allows the model to simply just try to understand the relationship between text and images and how similar they are, instead of actually having to understand that, yep, this is an image of a dog, yep, this word is a dog. And it does this through embeddings. Embeddings are what the models see and then how they process it. Machines don't see like we do. They need the assistance of numbers. So both the text and the image are encoded, hence why the node is called clip text encode, into a common space of numerical vectors that we call embeddings. For example, if we go back to ComfyUI and then we just reset our K-sampler conditions, I'm actually going to change my steps to 25 and my CFG, I'm feeling 7.8. But anyway, if we just go ahead and reset our conditions, that way our prompt actually gets looped through, and then we add in a prompt of sunset, the word sunset might be translated into a vector like 0.1, 0.3, or 0.7. So that we can then safely assume that this image of a sunset might also be translated into a similar one like 0.1, 0.3, and 0.8. Because the embeddings for sunset and the image of the sunset are similar, the model understands that they are related. This is why it's important to choose our words and even the amount of them carefully. So now that we know a little bit more about the back-end workings of prompts, let's discuss how we can optimize them. As I mentioned before, choosing your words is very important. Even the order can affect our image generation. For example, if I just change my batch size to 4 and my seed to be fixed, and then I just put in a prompt for Fish Studio Ghibli and Q prompt, this result looks nice and it's going to look very different than if I instead asked for Studio Ghibli first, and then fish. That's why, as a rule of thumb, always keep the most important words, like the image subject or the main desired style, as close to the beginning as possible. Also notice that I asked for a specific style. Referencing a known artist like Hayao Miyazaki or Van Gogh, or any art form and style you're going for, is very important. And even if it's not an art style, but instead if you're going for realistic photography, knowing and having keywords and phrases is well key. Even knowing simple composition techniques such as the rule of thirds create balanced and engaging images while also giving more direction to the AI model. If you combine that with lighting, background, and pose directions, you are much more likely to get results you're happy with. For example, I could ask the AI for a chef working in a busy kitchen, and I'm sure my results will be good, and they are definitely okay. I can't be too mad like some of them. But if I wanted to be better, I could instead ask for a chef working in a busy kitchen, and then say the kind of lighting I want, which is going to be natural, ambient light, mixed with kitchen fluorescence. And then I want it to be a kitchen environment as the background. And I want my chef to have a candid expression while he's cooking. And that's going to be my pose for him. That's fine. If I go ahead and put that instead, and then cue my prompt, my results are much better and have much more depth. Notice that although the background is going to be the same as the first one, this one is going to be much more higher quality due to my lighting request. The pose is also what I was looking for and initially expecting, so just a chef working. We gave the model more embeddings and numbers to work with, and the result is an image with similar embedding values, and coincidentally, what I was looking for. But please don't take this to mean that the more words the better. If we give the model too many values, it will stretch itself thin, trying to accommodate all requests, and is more likely to get things wrong. You want to be detailed, but not overly wordy to confuse the AI, which I know sounds arbitrary, so a good rule is to always describe the context, such as lighting, background, mood, and the subject, their clothes, pose, employment, etc. You can then take these words and even assign more weight or strength to them to get for the AI prompt embeddings. So for instance, I could ask for, when I ask for a girl with long brown hair, hazel green eyes, wearing a blue dress, with natural light, creating a soft glow, and if I want it to be in that Studio Ghibli art style, let me actually capitalize these. Perfect. If I put that in and then cue prompt, the images, although nice, aren't in the exact style that I would like them to be. So what I can do for that is, of course, I could always move Studio Ghibli up to the front, or I could simply go ahead and wrap Studio Ghibli in parentheses. If I were to leave it just like this, the AI would assume that I want it to be 1.1 on the weight scale, as 1.0 is going to be the base. But let's say I want it to be 1.5. I can just go ahead and put in my colon and then 1.5. Notice though that in some of the images her eyes are not green or hazel, they're closer to blue. So what I could do for that is I could use the SDXL strength shortcut, which is going to be Control up arrow, and that's going to let me modify the weight as well. Let's say I want it to be 1.4. Perfect. And now notice that my image doesn't have the best of hands. So we can always leverage negative prompt as well, since that is very important and we have not given it the love it deserves. This field tells the AI what to avoid. So all I'm focused on really is going to be deformed hands and the word deformed. But you can put anything in there like second person in frame, noise, bad quality, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and just add in a few more. So blurry, noisy, bad proportions, and then low quality. Usually you'll use keywords like these, but also make sure to include some other common negative prompt keywords in the description below for you guys. Now let's go ahead and cue prompt and see what we get this time. Much better. By adjusting the strength, not only do we get more of that hazel green eyes, but we actually get more of that style I was hoping for. Now though, I have a hypothetical situation that you may or may not have one day. But what if I don't care that her dress is blue? I just do not want it to be green or pink or something like that. Well, thankfully, there is a solution for that. We can instead go ahead and wrap the word blue in curly brackets, like so, and then add in these vertical bars and then our color options. So let's put in yellow and red, for example. You see, these bars are actually an OR operator. And so when the model sees this, it knows that it can go ahead and choose between blue, yellow, or red for us. So you see we have one image generation with it being red, and one more with it being yellow. So perfect. We're getting different colors for different generations, which is exactly what we're looking for. Now though, before we wrap up, just one last thing. Parentheses are used to define the weight, so if for whatever reason you want to use parentheses in your actual prompt, you're going to have to escape it. What that means is just adding a modifier to it so the AI knows you're not using it for weight. And that modifier is just a backsplash right before your parenthesis. So backslash parenthesis and then red, backslash parenthesis, just like that. And there you have it, folks. We've taken a deep dive into the intricacies of prompt optimization with SDXL and ComfyUI. We've explored how our words influence the models, the importance of choosing and ordering our prompts, and the significance of styles and the power of text weighting. With these techniques, you're now equipped to craft precise and effective prompts for your AI image generation projects. Remember, though, that practice makes perfect. The more you experiment with different prompts and techniques, the better your results will be. So get out there, start creating, and have fun with it. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and feel free to leave any questions or comments below. I would love to hear from you all. Well, thank you for watching, and until next time, happy generating.